Welcome back to another episode of the Off the Record podcast. And in today's episode, 1/3 of Crossfader stops eating food. Do you actually want to become a DJ? And Go DJ or No DJ returns. Let's get stuck into episode 58 of Off the Record podcast.
Music, industry talk, stories, equipment and more. We are Crossfader and this is Off the Record. Off the Record. Off the Record.
Off the record is hard to say.
Yeah, off the record.
It should maybe when Facebook dropped the.
Yeah,
maybe it's just the record.
No, because the whole idea is off the record. It's like behind the scenes
of the record. Anyway, hi and welcome. We are live as usual. Hello to our regular listeners of the podcast, and we're back in business. And the main news is Jamie stopped eating food this week.
For 72 hours.
Yep, 72 hours fast.
To not eat food, but it's been profound, hasn't it?
It's been profound. It's been amazing. So I finished it last night.
Tell us why you did it. Tell us the idea behind it.
So the idea behind it was two sides.
Yes.
There's obviously the mental challenge of can I keep going and powering through this? And then there's health benefits to it.
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about fasting, I'd recommend going and Googling about it before trying any of it.
Yeah.
But I've done regular fasts before where I'd fast for say 24 hours or even 16 hours where you just don't eat for a certain period of time, but then you still consume the same amount of calories in the other hours of the day. And it's just meant to be good for your health, ultimately. It's giving your digestion system a rest. We're on a DJ podcast here, but let's get
It's interesting.
It is interesting, So I took it a bit further, and the sort of sweet spot of really going deep with fasting is 72 hours, and the reason is it starts something called autophagy, and basically that means cell regeneration, cell recycling. So when in your life have you stopped eating and giving your digestive system that much of a break? Never, probably.
Well, we are going to get onto it because being a DJ working nights and stuff, diet is one of the main issues. Eating late at night is just and then you wonder why you can't sleep and why you're tired in the day and all this kind of stuff. And we're going to come on to challenges of a DJ. Would recommend it.
I would recommend it, but obviously do your research.
Don't just stop eating.
It was a challenge.
I'll tell you what the most fun part was sending Jamie memes of food. That's all it was. I eating food in front of him, just enjoying it.
I'm still getting used to eating again because I only started eating again last night. So my portion sizes are smaller. Feeling great today.
Nice. We will talk about some DJ stuff eventually. I DJ'd last night and I got to play on an A9 in a club for the first time. And it was a joy. I didn't think, I said this to you, I didn't think that I'd be able to hear the sound difference so profoundly of how unreal it sounds. And everything's just new mixer is just buttery smooth.
That doesn't last long though.
No, it doesn't last long, does it?
It's good to know though that you got that initial impression of wow, this sounds much better.
I couldn't believe it.
You know what the sound system sounds like in that venue.
Yeah, I'm so used to it.
Exactly.
Used to it.
So even all those little intricacies, you just hearing them.
We are live, guys. So we are live on the usual YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. So questions. This podcast is all about you guys. So we want all your questions in. Let us know where you're watching from, and we'd love to give each and every one of you a shout out for sure on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. My job was made quite easy for me this week. There was a great post from a famous DJ, which I'll come on to. But when two things align, it's amazing. So I start curating this podcast on a Monday, and I know what you're thinking. You planned this podcast. So I put out a question on a Monday, and then we kind of build the podcast off the back of the theme. My question was to the Crossfader community, what is the hardest thing about being a DJ or becoming a DJ? And then about 10 minutes later, there was a tweet thread from Sam Felt. Feldt, who very big, famous kind of EDM DJ. I think he's had a couple top tens especially in the UK.
Point,
I know he's famous in Europe and stuff and probably in the States. And Sam Felt put out a great tweet thread of the real life of a DJ. And every single point resonated with me. And then going back through the sort of responses we had to my post on Instagram, they were all very aligning. So there's a very common theme around this. So a lot of beginner DJs, when you're starting out, you've just got the goal, like the vision in mind. You'll watch, Fred again at Coachella or whatever, and you'll be like, that's it, that's where I want to be. But there's not many sort of documentaries or things around the actual like day-to-day living of being a DJ, and it's hard. It's very hard. It's a job at the end of the day. And Sam Felt put 7 really good points like in order, and we're just going to go through them basically. So his tweet is like, the real life of a DJ, it looks glamorous, but there's a hidden darker side. Let me tell you what no one tells you about the DJ lifestyle. Now we tell you because you guys listen to this podcast. You guys already know this, but we're going to dive into it anyway. So some interesting topics here. So point number 1, it's lonely, not just on tour, but also when you get home. This is where your friends and family are supposed to be, but they don't fit in your lifestyle. Everyone is out of sync. Birthdays, weekends, work schedules. Yes.
100%.
He's right.
Yeah. Peak times are weekends for DJs. And that's like when everyone else that is having their downtime, and that's your peak time.
It's crazy.
I did years.
You said it all before. It just seems like such a social job. But really,
it's really not.
It really is. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. Obviously, you meet so many people out in nightlife, and you make friends for life. We're friends for life from nightlife, right? It's like amazing. But like your true friends and your family and stuff, when you're in bed, they're up, or when you've got time off through the week, they're at work. Trying to plan trips when you're relying on weekend income. And your partner works through the week and trying to book a trip, it's like it costs you double because you have to like not work for the weekend. So you're,
losing out on that.
Say
money.
you make £500 on a weekend, you have to like spend £500 on a trip, and you're losing £500. And it's like, oh my god. And then socializing, you see all your friends going on, holidays on a weekend while you're working, and it's like you chose a life, but.
Yeah, it's hard to find the balance for sure.
We've got to give a shout out to the other halves in this situation as well, the partners, because I remember for so many years, I'd be at home all day, they'd be at work all day. And then they get home, we spend like 2 or 3 hours together, but you've got to eat in that time. You kind of like, she's winding down from work, and then I'm getting ready to go to work. And then after that 2 or 3 hours, I'm off to work. She's then there on an evening by herself every evening when I'm working 5 nights a week, even 6 nights a week at one point. And you basically see each other for 3 hours a day. It's not quality time, but shout out to those that stick through it and that understand, that DJing is a career and a job, and it's something that you have to fit into your lifestyle with your partner as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 35, guys, and I've only realised this year. I cancelled my weekend gigs. Well, cancelled the regular stuff I was doing. Yeah. And it has been unbelievable. Like the last 3 to 4, 5 months of not working weekends, I was just like, I can't believe I was choosing money over this experience. Like it isn't trade-offable when you do the math. Like I get it if you're just obviously I've got Crossfader now, so if you're just working as a DJ, it's non-negotiable. It's not like you can just choose, actually, you know what, I only want to work on a Wednesday night or Thursday night. It's non-negotiable. Totally get that. It's just something to bear in mind. By the way, if you are watching live, and what I want to know what you guys think is like one of the hardest things about becoming a DJ or being a DJ. If you're an experienced DJ, let us know what hard kind of things that you found along the way. And the idea of this podcast is to like give you some advice to like navigate it as well. It's not just like, oh, it's so bad.
I've got a good comment here. That is the flip side of what we're saying. Said, I'm new to DJing.
Right.
And the being lonely becomes rejuvenating because you can focus on yourself and your passion. Yeah. I love it personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Like, totally,
that's great.
Totally, like
100%.
Talking from like different perspectives of your life, and like you say, like I've got friends who are actually, I was having a great conversation with my friend who started to blow up, and he was just like he's been through like 3 or 4 girlfriends in the last sort of year or something, and he's just like, my focus is this DJing, so I just can't hold down like a long relationship. And it's like, it is like sometimes it's like off trading, what we're saying about like relationships and like keeping them and stuff like that. It's hard. But yeah, like you say, if it is your focus goal, it's also amazing. It's a good thing. Yeah, if you're alone and you've got that sole focus and you can like create content and go and network whenever you want, like if you've got like the week free, you could just go out like every night to like network and meet new people and establish yourself.
I used to love just spending my days like focusing on my craft, practicing, being creative, and that's me more. I'm probably a bit more introverted than extroverted, I lean into that and I use that to my advantage.
Definitely. What's the next one? Yeah, so the second one is it's expensive. So from Sam Felt's point of view, it may look like loads of money coming in, but it's also a considerable amount to maintain and grow your name. So in his example, he's put flights, hotels, tour staff, gear, marketing, management, studio fees. And yeah, again, I think we can like relate to that. Obviously, the cost of music, the cost of DJ equipment, travel, all factored in. And
adds up.
And I think like you don't necessarily, when you work in DJ, you just sort of focus on the fee. And the time trade-off for a DJ fee is actually pretty good from like a very linear level.
Yeah.
But like when you put all this into it, your time, I think like a lot of people, even like your friends and family, they'll be like, oh, you get paid loads for DJ. And it's like you're not just there for 4 hours to play the music.
Nah, there's
the
more
amount
than
of
that.
experience and the time it's taking you to craft and find the music, buy the music, your time networking.
Yeah.
It's like there's no like monetary value to put on that.
I think from the outside looking in, it does look like you rock up for a few hours and then go home, but there is way more to it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, now I do. No, but yeah, it is 100%. There's loads that goes into it, and you guys, you'll know on the podcast, you might have like a CDJ set up at home. That's like $6,000.
Yeah,
you're after the new controller, like Opus Quad, it's like $3,000 or whatever. You're on a streaming service.
Yeah,
£40 a month. Or DJ pool.
You've got to kind of look at it as a business. You've got to do your expenses. You've got to think about, okay, what do I need to be charging off the back of what I'm spending to actually do this job? And you've got to think about that, right from the get-go. If you're spending 30 quid a month on a streaming service, then factor that into your DJ wage, split that in. If you've got a residency, it's every week, you can split that 30 quid into 4, that goes onto your DJ wage, and you can start thinking about it in that way. A lot of people ask us, how much should I charge for my gigs? You can't just charge above and beyond, but think about your expenses as well, so that you're not just doing it for nothing, a year down the line.
Yeah. Something that I wasn't very good at that because, like you say, you are getting good money. So in my mind, as long as I was like, paying bills and I had some fun money, I wasn't really thinking. And you don't really think about it until you need to think about it. Until you want to get a house, and you want like a bit of security. Yeah, you're just kind of there for the ride. So if there are any like young DJs starting out now, get your accounts in order. Don't avoid tax and stuff like that. Don't be taking cash gigs. Like, get it all in order early, because then later on, I won't get into like credit reports and all that kind of stuff because it bore you. But get all your eggs in a row, basically.
Yeah.
Is that the phrase? Eggs in a row, ducks in a basket. What is it?
Eggs in a basket, ducks in a row.
Yeah. Close enough, mate.
Chickens in a coop. No,
just stuff in order would be good.
Right. Point number 3. Let me look at your faces when I say this. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Anyone
that does a night shift.
So,
it's unnatural to us as humans.
He puts late nights, long flights, alcohol, lack of home cooked meals, physical and mental. All of that stuff.
Yeah. This ties in with the first one.
And even if you're not a touring artist, like he's saying about jet lag and stuff, maybe
guys,
that's not something
I got in my house at 4 a.m. last night. And I was in this office at 10 a.m. Like it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
Like I love it, but it is like ridiculous. I'm working tonight as well. I'll get in at 4 a.m. tomorrow, and I'll be up at 9 a.m. Like I love it.
Like, I don't know if I'm the only one here, but it kind of ties in with the first point. Is I had this mentality of when I was DJing 6 nights a week, I didn't want to be asleep through the day. I felt like I was missing out on stuff.
Big time.
But it's like, my friends are at work. Like, what am I really missing out on here? But it's like the mentality of it. It's like, I don't want to sleep through the day.
Big time.
It's so strange. It's really weird.
100%. I live off naps.
I
am the nap king.
Oh, I can't do it. I've never been able to do
it.
it.
You can't do that, can you?
No, I can't.
You can't do that anywhere. I can nap. I'll nap now. If you
please don't fall asleep on the podcast. We need you. You've got the
plan. Cheat code. Learn how to take naps, and you'll look like
I have to be like in bed, laid down, horizontal in the dark.
Yeah.
And then I can nap.
No, I always sleep. 2 hours before a gig is like my ideal sweet spot.
There's so many times I wished I was able to do that. Yeah. Someone said earlier, let me find a comment about getting fired up. Like, that this is the exact thing. Is it hard to get fired up every weekend? Yes. Are there nights where you'd rather just be on the couch watching Netflix?
Oh my God. Yeah. Are you joking?
Right. How do you manage those nights? I'm guessing the 2 hour nap really helps you out.
Do you know what I found so hard is that if I was starting a DJ set at 11, that hour before where I had to leave the house, so like leave my partner at home and leave TV and leave the sofa, that was the hardest bit. Like even though I knew I was going to have a sick night,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to get up right now. Just
no.
It's
because
weird though,
it's
'cause
dark.
you're in a
and-
calm environment at home.
Yeah.
They're winding down, and
Yeah.
it's just all calming down. Then suddenly you're like,
It's
right,
it's not a normal job.
time to get
Nah.
pumped.
It's just a mad job when you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, your partner's settling down. You're like, yeah, it's Desperate Housewives are on. Like, I'm just gonna watch like.
Do you know what though? Early days. This is a tip against that and getting fired up. Early days in my career, I used to feel that. So I'd get to the gig and I'd have like a Red Bull. And I'm
Yeah.
having a Red Bull at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night.
No.
And yes, it's going to perk you up a bit.
Too early.
But it's just then when you're doing that on a regular
Peak
basis,
too
that
early.
is not good for you.
Yeah.
And then also, it's just throwing your sleep out even further. You want to be tired when you go to bed, ideally.
Yeah.
You know, not forcing yourself to sleep.
Yeah, mine. Different gigs give you different experiences, but mine is like when I get there, I have like an half an hour to myself of like, oh, am I going to do this? And it's like it's just until I get the crowd. Like if I walk into a packed club, it's on.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
it's on. Like,
Yeah.
but it is that thing of like half an hour. I'm there and there's nobody there. I'm just like, ooh, like
Just taking a
"Ooh,
moment."
And I know that the waves coming. Like
Yeah.
it's fine. It's just like, oh my god, this.
Yeah, it's like you get your
Again.
what do they call it?
Second
Second wind.
wind.
That's
Second
it.
wind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
your second wind, and then you're all right.
But yeah, like you say, yeah, it is that thing of like getting fired up. It's like people deal with different ways. Like you say, you had a Red Bull,
Yeah.
you had like an hour to yourself before you went out, and it's like I have that thing where as soon as the crowd comes in, I'll just go hard for about 10 minutes just to get that trigger,
And then you're there.
and then I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
After the Red Bulls, I don't really know what I did. I think I used to just say to myself that I'm going to have a better night if I get my head in the game here. I'm at the
Yeah,
venue now.
yeah,
If
100%.
I'm in a negative headspace, like I just want to be at home, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
And I've done that, and I'm like, I just can't, just
Yeah.
don't want to be here.
Yeah.
But
Big
if
time.
you just use that first hour to like get creative, like be active on the decks, even if there's no one in the venue, like get into the
Yeah.
zone, then the rest of the night goes so much better.
If you listen to last week's podcast, me and Jamie were talking about like how I had 2 great sets last week about getting loads of new music to play. Like I can't stress it enough. Like how good it is for you to just not know what you're gonna play.
Yeah.
Like it isn't easy, well, especially if you're doing 4 or 5 nights. Like it isn't easy to like just get new music all the time because at the end of the day, you still need to entertain everyone, and people might just want to hear the latest tunes. Like it isn't that easy, but if you can go into every set or every week at least with like a fresh set list, that'll do wonders for you.
Yep.
The next one going on from the Red Bull, it's unhealthy. Late nights, long flights. Have I said that? Wait,
Yeah.
have I done
Yeah,
unhealthy?
you've done that.
Sorry,
Yeah, you've done
unhealthy. Wait, no, didn't I do exhausting?
Yeah.
Then I did unhealthy.
Oh.
Did I do-
Were they both part of the same
I guess
one?
so. Yeah.
We haven't done
long
unhealthy.
nights, long
Alright.
nights, late nights, long flights, alcohol, lack of fun. Yeah, we've done that, haven't we?
We've done that one, yeah.
For number 5, it's a grind. You're only as relevant as your last performance, so you have to keep pushing. Producers are in the studio non-stop. They feel they're most comfortable there. DJs are in the club non-stop, and they feel the most comfortable there. Imagine being both. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I can imagine.
definitely if you're wanting to be a producer DJ, it is. This actually goes on. I'll come on to this after, but I've got a Reddit post about this topic, so we'll come back to that. But I guess it's that thing of somebody will be working harder than you.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
not. And that's how I've always lived my life. That's why
Yeah.
that's why I work so long, because I've always had that mentality of somebody, if I don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
Yeah, there's always someone coming up, and it's like,
Yeah.
as soon as you take your foot off the gas,
Yeah.
that's it. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I always used to like, even if I didn't want to do the gig, I'd always take it because someone else took it.
Yeah.
Then it's just that little foot in the door, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. And it's like, I think I've been ill once or twice maybe in like 12 years of DJing. Like, even though I've been ill, I've showed up. Just because you never know.
You don't want to lose that gig. do
Guess
you?
so. It's just you never know that foot in, because I've been there where I've covered a guy, I've covered somebody, and then got the job, or like being offered more of the job, and not even like out of spite.
No, it's
Just
just
how
happened,
it
yeah.
works. Like, promoters
Yeah.
and managers want like an easy life, and if you're reliable, like you can show up.
Yep.
Is one of them. So, but yeah, if you want to double up as producer DJ, it's like.
Because especially if you're an artist, people are coming to hear you like play the latest tunes, some exclusive, some like real tune hunting, digging. They might have seen you set online and they want to hear something new when they come and see you live. So you have got to kind of keep on top of it. Whereas a resident DJ can sometimes get away with a few weeks of a similar playlist.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
And we haven't talked about like your day to day, like your social media and stuff. If like, if you want to kind of stay relevant and keep getting gigs in, like that's another, you're getting 4 a.m., you're up at 10 a.m., you know, you're on socials, or you're doing a mix, or you're creating, you know, creating networks and all that kind of stuff. It is a grind, 100%. And this leads on as well. Number 6 is it's competitive. Like, newcomers are always trying to take your place. And the second you become a has-been, it's all downhill from there. But as long as social media and music exists, there will always be fresh talent. We just touched on that point. Like I say, trying to stay ahead of it with your socials and things like that. And again, like, I just want to make sure we're kind of speaking to everyone. Like, it's not essential to be ahead of the game. It's not essential to have any social media. There are, I know, I can list 10 DJs that I personally know that don't do any social media, that have 5 gigs a week consistently and have done for 10 years. Like, like I say, it's managers want an easy life, and promoters and nightclub owners. And if you're a reliable DJ, just come and play the music. Why do you need a social media? You're not there to bring people in. You just have to do a good job. But to get your foot in the door, first of all, you might need to have your social.
Because a lot of those DJs probably got their foot in the door before social media was the powerhouse and thing that it was. And also, if you want growth in your career, I think it's going to be part of it. You're going to have to utilize it to grow as a DJ. You know, there are other ways to grow, but you'll definitely do a much quicker and bigger job of it if you want to grow.
I think it goes back to what we were saying the other week about, like, what is success to you. You know, like, you might not want to be this guy who's all over social media and reach this level. You know, your bedroom might be good enough for you. You know, so
and are you going to be happy? Like, do you want to get try and just get in with the right gig? It's a sideline thing that you've got your main job, but you go every week to this gig that you absolutely love and you want to do it for 10 years. Like, that's also amazing, you know, and it's knowing that, like you say, it's just setting that goal of, like, what do I want?
No, because I speak from experience. I remember I got let go. I was doing like 5 nights a week. I got let go from a couple of gigs, and I was like, I don't want to rely on someone else to give me gigs. So that's when I went out, bought a camera, and started filming content, and then just took off. But I decided there and then that was the plan. Like, I was gonna make content and get my own gigs, and not, like, have to rely on somebody else giving me gigs.
DJ Thierry said something good here.
Thierry,
if I DJ too much, I lose a love for DJing because it becomes too exhausting. Then I need to stop for like 2 weeks to start missing it, and be hyped to be in the gig again. Does that make any sense?
Makes total sense. I think it's the same with anything. If you do too much of anything, it can become a bit. Is tedious the right word? You know, it's like a bit. It is. Too much, and it gets on top of you, and then you just need to, like, refine the love for it, don't you? Like, step away.
What I used to enjoy is the residencies. You know, if we took a lot of student residencies, you know, or I took a lot of student residencies, and they have a down period, like maybe through summer and through some of the, you know, times where the students would go back home for the holidays. So you'd get that downtime there, and I'd factor that into the whole year. You know, like, okay, this is my busy period, this is my down period, this is my, like, you know, take every gig, do every night, and this is my I'm going to go on holiday, I'm going to purposefully take some time off because it's already a down period. So
I want to know if that's the same around the world, by the way. It must be. If you're a DJ that plays in any other country apart from the UK, does the student term works here where you play like 30 weeks in a year, and then the students go away for like 2 months? I want to know if that's,
it's like broken up
in the comments. By the way, DJ Thierry, are you named after Thierry Henry, who is my absolute idol? I just want to ask. Anyway. Last one, number 7. It's not all what it seems. What you see, traveling, performance, you know, social media, hands in the air. What you don't see, studio, networking, marketing, prep work, management, expenses, meetings. Don't let the 1% of the time... Don't let the 1% of the time lead you to believe that you have a life filled only with excitement.
Yeah. I imagine, like, when you're at that level where you're, like, a huge artist, I imagine the actual performance is such a small percentage of everything. Like, that's got to be, like, 10% of it. Surely.
Well, it is, though, because, you know, I'm not to that level. Like, I've done the touring thing, and it is, like, making content the whole week and then traveling. You know, I remember doing a gig in Plymouth or something. It was a 6-hour drive, hotel, turn up to the show, 1 hour, go straight to bed, sleep, and then drive 6 hours. And I'm like, whoa.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, like, and it's like the train is like, for me, if I worked out after doing 2 years of that just wasn't for me. I want to get to some of what you guys answered as well. So they kind of expand. There's some great ones. So my question on Instagram was, what's the hardest thing you've learned about becoming a DJ? And some of them are funny, some of them are interesting.
Yep.
No friends in the industry. Don't believe that one.
Nah, I don't believe that.
I get what you mean. Like you have to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
You just have good working relationships, right? Like
yeah, I don't agree with these DJs who believe everyone's a competition. I feel like there's enough room for everyone to do well. There really is. I've always believed that, and you got to be a nice person, and you got to make friends, good connections.
If you're friends with a DJ, and you're like, every time you're ill or you go on holiday, I'll do your gig, you do my gig.
Yep.
Like it's
thing, important. Yeah,
I get what you mean. Like you don't make like friends because, like you say, you're in a very odd environment where it's just all based on nights out. So if you're not meeting up in the daytime and just doing stuff that's outside of like your professional coming together, then it's not like a friend thing. Like, but you are friendly. I don't. Gig opportunities won't come to you. You have to seek them. Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, I think sometimes. I mean, I saw someone on Reddit. There was a post where it was like, "I've been asked to DJ a house party, but I'm not a DJ. What do I do?"
Spotify.
So sometimes things just fall in your lap, but 90% of the time.
It's more about people than your skills. We've had this before. It's a bit of a hot one, isn't it? But
it's kind of like a harsh truth.
A little bit. I think that isn't that everything in life though.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's more who you know.
Unless you're like a coder.
But you can use your skills to get to know people,
of course,
the first contact, and then that contact kind of opens up other doors. Usually, you just need that one contact in the industry that you get close with.
Yeah.
And then the industry is small once you get into it, usually. So,
it is.
It
is true. Like, it is absolutely tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the promoters are aware of who all the DJs are in that city or even state probably in the US. So they know who the good DJs are and who's been getting booked regularly. And they keep tabs on them.
There's like little sort of like, not cliques within DJs, but promoters. There's like the hip hop guys and the open format guys.
Yeah.
And the student guys.
Yeah.
And
but they're all aware of each other as well.
The tech guys. Yeah. The wedding guys. And it's like, everyone knows sort of who they are.
Yeah.
This is quite a good one. Having to play music you don't like is often a hard pill to swallow, but good practice.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolute big.
You've got to do it. Yeah.
Like
I think I've developed the most of the DJ when I've been put in that position.
Yeah.
Every time that I'm in that position, I seem to grow as a DJ. 100%.
Yeah. For sure.
You're not always going to pack up the dance floor, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speak for
Guaranteed.
yourself.
There's one here.
Speak for yourself.
No, it happens to everyone.
Oh my god, like Jamie said, like wearing I played last night my student gig, and it's coming to that quieter period. Usually there's like 1,500 people there. There was like 400 last night. It's still a good vibe. Don't get me wrong, but not as fun as it usually is. But it's just part of the job.
Everyone has those nights so where nothing seems to work, and it can be a bit soul destroying. But you have good ones that balance it out. So
Travis here said, "Is it okay to always be the warm up DJ? I feel like I'd rather be the opener and not the main DJ."
Do you know what?
That's interesting.
100%.
I'm on this. Yeah.
I love a warm up set, and I would happily be a warm up DJ because there's something.
This is perfect for you.
Yeah,
isn't it? In bed by 11.
That's it. Yeah,
it's true. But
I don't know. I don't know if it's like a sustainable. I mean, like you say, what is the goal? Like, if you just want to make 100 quid here and there, and you're just like, all I want to do is play till midnight anywhere. I don't know anyone who really books like that, but if that's your thing, like,
with the warm up thing though, I feel like when I first started getting into clubs, like all I wanted to do was play the main tunes, and all I wanted to do was that main set. But then now I'm the most fun I had was warm ups. Like, it's where I could get more creative and just have more fun and experiment.
And there's a career to be built out of that, because I know someone who built a career out of being the warm-up DJ for big events. And basically, it was a guy from our city in Leeds when I first started DJing, and he was on all of the lineups, but as like the warm-up DJ and all the big bookings. So all the clubs that booked like huge headline DJs, it was always him warming up, and he built that reputation of being a very good warm-up DJ, so they could rely and go, you know what, we don't need to think about anyone else, we don't need to risk this. It's like, this is the guy. And he actually, off the back of that, because he was playing alongside all these huge artists and warming up and doing such a good job for them, he made so many good connections with these huge artists that then he ended up in Ibiza and played in Ibiza for years alongside these artists, and like that was his career, and that's amazing. And he actually made a really good living out of it because he just niched down and go, I am going to be the best warm-up DJ for this genre. and lent into it, and it worked. So yeah, there's definitely that option there.
Yeah.
People don't care about crazy transitions. Music selection is more important.
Definitely, music selection is
People don't care about it, but you should probably care about it. Like if you want to be that kind of DJ, like you're right. Nobody would care, but you should care if you want to be that kind of DJ. Like if you're happy, playing back to back, 6-minute songs back to back, fine. But if you want to be more like a creative DJ and you want to create like atmosphere and stuff, then lean into it.
Yep.
Right. Let's get into. You know what? It's quite serious, wasn't it? Let's break it up a little bit with a little bit of a game. I've lost my game. Right, it is the return, if I find it, of Go DJ or No DJ.
It's been a while.
Oh, I love this.
And
I'm glad we're back to recycling these games because I was running out of ideas.
Yeah.
And I think my Queen's English one last
that was
episode.
Great. I
thought watching back, I was like, that is awkward.
But I liked it. I liked editing that. It was good. Yeah. But for anyone who hasn't seen this game, if you're new, buckle up. Because the Go DJ, No DJ is like the original.
Totally lost.
He's lost them. We're going to have like a panic game.
My game.
God.
Where is my game?
Do you remember one of the names? Can you type it into your search bar?
I've got it.
Oh, we've got it.
So, if you haven't played Go DJ or No DJ, here are the rules. I have 10 DJ names, and some of them are real, some of them are fake. So if they're real, it's Go DJ. If they're fake, it's No DJ. And I've had a bit of help from ChatGPT with this, guys. I just asked it to suggest me some funny ones. So, again, I've not really dug deep. The internet tells me these names are real. Who cares? It's a bit of a game. Right. Oh, God, I can't even remember.
Someone said I tuned in at just the right time.
Right. God, I can't even say the first one. Right.
You can.
Go DJ or No DJ? DJ Pancake Tits.
Yes, Go DJ.
Go DJ.
I feel like I've heard of that. Why have I heard of that?
That is Go DJ. That is Go DJ. You know what? I can't remember which ones I made up. Oh, yeah, I do. Right. Next one. DJ Baby Carrot.
No DJ.
No DJ.
A carrot can't have a baby, can it? A baby carrot? I don't know.
That is No DJ.
No DJ.
No DJ.
Okay. Is that another of these?
Yeah, because we got it right.
Oh, is it you doing it?
Well, we got it correct, or we got.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's an X for like if it's.
No DJ.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm overthinking this.
Enjoy the jingles.
DJ Tesco meal deal.
No DJ.
Do you know what? I hope that's Go DJ.
No DJ. It's got to be No DJ.
I'm saying Go DJ.
That's Go DJ.
No, I don't think so. Oh God! How much do they charge? What, £3.99?
£3.50.
£3.40 now. Thank you.
Oh, is it? With a club card though.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a UK thing.
Peppa Pig the DJ.
I'd say Go DJ.
Oh.
Go DJ.
No, I made that up. I feel bad. I can't. I don't think I can say this next one.
I just want to press it.
DJ Anal Ease.
I'm saying Go DJ.
What? Go DJ.
Yeah, that's Go DJ. I'm going to leave that one because it's my favourite.
Right.
DJ Dung Beetle.
Go DJ.
Yeah, Go DJ.
That is No DJ.
Oh, that's potential for someone.
Well, that's the thing, any of these No DJs, the open game.
If you're struggling,
Take them.
If you're struggling for a DJ name, the only DJ anyone cares about.
Go DJ.
That's the name. The only DJ anyone cares about.
Go DJ.
That is a good name.
Or is it?
I think Go DJ.
It's No DJ.
No.
As I thought about that though, I thought that's a flex, that isn't it?
It is, but
You have to have some.
You do, yeah.
Cojones.
Yeah, you do. To give yourself that name.
Yeah, I remember. Who's that? There's a DJ in the UK. It's your DJ, your girlfriend's.
Oh, your girlfriend's favorite DJ. Yeah.
Bro, that is one. Spin.
He's rereading the back like, oh.
Spin Back to the Future.
That is shocking. Please say No DJ.
No DJ.
That is No DJ. That's all I made though. I've got two more.
Okay.
DJ Toilet Fingers.
Go DJ.
Go DJ.
Yeah.
I want to know how people come up with these
My
names.
absolute favourite, DJ Hamburger Vagina.
I've got to say no DJ because that's just like, just don't do it.
No DJ.
That is.
Oh, wow.
God, oh my
Wow.
God. Oh.
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
Guys, like we say, if you want to take any of these as your own, you know, even if you've been DJing for like 20 years and you just need to switch up.
There's some wild ones out there. I came across one on Spotify the other day that was DJ Sabrina, the Teenage DJ.
Oh.
That's a mouthful.
Well, it doesn't need to be DJ. This,
Yeah.
it just
Well, that's what I thought.
Sabrina,
But, yeah, but the actual name on Spotify is DJ Sabrina, the Teenage DJ.
That is a great name. Just take DJ after. You don't need two DJs
No,
in
you
your name.
don't. You don't.
Sabrina, the Teenage DJ. I like that.
Yeah.
Think of culture. Like, how can you incorporate culture into it? That's definitely a good way of thinking of a DJ name.
Guys, if you have any questions, we're going to get some questions in like 5 or 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, burning questions about anything, whether it's like related to your controller, your genre or anything like that, of course, like usual, if you're watching or listening, you can get discount on any of our courses with the code Off The Record. Just go to wearecrossfader.co.uk, use the code Off The Record, and there's 20% off only for actual legends who listen to this podcast. We don't care about anyone else. Right, you know what? Yeah, well, let's go this.
Ready drama, it's all over the place. People arguing, fighting, all up in your face. Ready drama. Ready drama.
It's more of a question. It leads on from one of those topics that we were just going on from Reddit this week. DJs that produce, do y'all turn down gigs during busy weeks to find time to produce? First, let me say, I've always considered myself more as a producer than a DJ. I genuinely love being in the studio creating. I've been producing bass music around 6 years. It's become a serious passion of mine. Recently, I was approached by a promoter who put me as a direct support for a pretty big artist in my genre. I am now booked solid for 2 months. Awesome, amazing. But it has me wondering, in the middle of all this, I'm trying to make an album, and lately, this might be Sam Felt. And lately, I have had literally no time to do this. I have a day job. I also freelance 3D art. This is my kind of guy, the worker.
Yeah.
You and me, we're going to be friends. And any other small amounts of spare time is spent with my girlfriend at this point. So when I get the chance to produce, I'm going to take it. I really started mixing probably 6 months ago, and I build my sets, and I don't really freestyle or anything, as it takes a lot of time. At what point do I give my brain a break if I'm past my mental limit? Ultimately, this is kind of what I've always wanted, and it's finally happening, and I couldn't be happier, but I don't want to blow it. If turning down gigs is going to ruin everything for me, but my mental health is kind of in the gutter because of stress. I have so many things going on, and all I want to do is get into the door, which is at Ableton. Yeah, it goes on from what we were saying, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think.
I think he's answered his own question, but
yeah, I'd say prioritize what you're more passionate about. You know, if producing music is more for you, personally, I'd say do that. And if he's better at that, and he knows he is, maybe. But I suppose if you've really got that drive to go and perform as well, it's tricky, isn't it?
I think he's got a lot on his plate. He's doing a lot. He's trying to do everything, and sometimes we can't do everything. And actually, doing a little bit of everything is not doing much of anything. So you've got to kind of think to yourself, if I scrap doing my 3D art freelance, or if I scrap, is that going to, what is the thing on the bottom of my list that ticks that passion box? This person's obviously got, opportunities there. And what you've always got to remember is maybe you stop doing something like gigging or 3D art. Like, you can always get that back. Like, you can kind of pick that opportunity back up potentially, especially if you've got all these opportunities coming your way. Mm-hmm. So I think just narrowing down slightly and just putting all those eggs in that basket. Like 100%. Leaning into, you've got all the opportunities there, just lean into it 100% and it will work.
I touched on it earlier. Like I am you. I am this guy. I love being non-stop, and my partner hates it, but I love it being non-stop. But like I said earlier, realization in the last 4 or 5 months of not DJing on a weekend has literally just freed up my mental capacity to just do other stuff. And I realize it's like it's not the be all and end all of something. Like there's more things in my mind that I want to do long term now, and I can literally focus on that. So you already know the answer. This is the thing, and I've known the answer for years, but stopping it is not that easy because you're probably getting paid a lot of money to go and DJ. So it's not like black and white, but you know the answer if you really ask yourself, like deep down. You know you want to be a producer. And think about big artists like, your Skrillexes, your Diplos and stuff. You'll disappear for a year, won't they?
Yeah.
They'll literally go into hiding for a year. And you'll be like, where are they? And then they'll come out with an album and then you'll see them for a year. Yeah. Like, it's just what happens, isn't it?
Yeah. Resting is productive. That's
productive
on YouTube. And I think that's a very good point to make.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You've got to remember that.
I heard like a good, I was listening to like a podcast or something, and this productivity guy was like, write down like your 10 priorities in life, circle the top 2 and then disregard the rest because the rest are going to get in the way of your actual priorities. So take away what you will. Right. Have we got some questions?
We do.
From the public.
We've just got the heating blasting out, so I'm just taking my jumper off, getting too hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go.
Has anyone started fasting? No, John.
Someone said, have any of you had a go with in-ear monitors? If so, which ones? Now,
Oh,
I haven't,
I get asked this
but I
all
know
the time.
this is a big thing in the industry now.
I need
so
to try this.
We need to try it. Danny, have you?
You've
No,
tried it?
no, I've had the custom made earplugs.
Yeah.
But not the actual monitors. No, I could never.
I tried DJing with earplugs and
it's
I'm
hard,
too
isn't it?
used to not having them, and I couldn't get in the same like mind frame. And I know you should protect your ears, obviously.
Yeah.
But
See,
I
when
feel
I-
like if I was going to be deaf, I'd be deaf by now.
Well, when I had like the cheap ones that you can just go buy from like any music shop, they didn't work for me and I couldn't use them. But then as soon as I had like real ones made, and like what decibels it's reducing it by, like it was like night and day. It's like DJing but just quieter.
I know like 3 other DJs have said that.
It doesn't muffle anything like the cheap ones do.
The custom ones are the way to go if you're going to get
100%.
some. Yeah, but no, none of us have tried the in-ear, but I would love to try some. If anyone wants to send us some to test out, I will test them out.
But yeah, go check out DJ City's YouTube channel with Mojax. He's done a review recently of some in-ear monitors. I saw that there was a thumbnail there. I haven't watched it, but yeah, just go check it out. Great guy, really good reviewer. So I'm guessing you're going to get some good advice from that video as well. But yeah, maybe it's something we might test in the future.
Maybe.
The shoes for DJing. This is James Nutley. Discuss.
You know what? This is so
for
funny.
DJing.
So I asked this question, what's the hardest thing about being a DJ?
Yeah.
And somebody
Standing.
put the right footwear. So I reposted that. And then I had about 20 comments like, why? What is this? So that is interesting because I just thought you would get this. But yeah, you're stood up for a long time, like 6 hours, sometimes 8. You might have 2 gigs in a day. And like wearing Vans, absolute no good.
I did this all the time.
Oh my God. Vans is like, no DJ should wear Vans.
No. They're just
like,
a flat sole
just
shoe.
like walking on concrete.
No.
Nah.
But I used to do it all the time.
Nike Dunks, the one with the bubbles in. Oh my God. They're the one. And even then, get foot inserts. What are they called?
Like insoles.
Insoles.
But you know, like when
when
you go from wearing like a Vans or something like that, that's flat, to getting like a running shoe.
Yeah.
And then DJing like oh my God, it's like standing on a cloud.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
See, I've totally changed my footwear now. Anyone that knows, I wear barefoot shoes, so they're just
you
the
do,
most flat-footed shoes you can get,
right.
and they're designed to mimic as if you were just being barefoot.
Which we should be, really.
Which we should be as like humans. We've evolved not to be wearing shoes.
Not having it.
However, all I'm saying is I don't think I've stood in one place in them for like 5 hours. I'm always moving in them, but I'm so used to them now. It feels weird to put any other shoe on. Like,
Jamie just needs to be ready to climb something at any moment.
Someone said, "Where is DJ Holland?" I don't know if anyone else is thinking that. It's been a while.
He was watching last week. I don't know if he's skiving off work to watch again, but we still talk to him all the time. He's still beloved.
He doesn't work with Crossfader anymore.
Yeah.
He moved on to
about a year ago.
About a year ago, yeah.
He's working. If you want to invest in whiskey, he's your guy.
Yeah. He still DJs a lot as well. You can follow him on his socials.
Yep.
This is age-old question. Excuse me, guys. Denon SC6000 or Pioneer 3000? He bought some SC6000. Second follow-up comment. I bought some SC6000 and thinking about a middle controller. Can you give me advice? DJMA9 or X1850 is better for Denon decks.
Oh, wow.
So, first of all, SC6000 or 3000s, go on from the end.
You know the answer.
I think we're all CDJ 3000s, aren't we? I
Personally.
mean, Denons are great for the streaming, but usability, I just love playing on the 3000s.
Although, did you see James Hype destroyed the 3000s yesterday?
Yeah,
you see it?
Did he?
Yeah, there's a post. James Hype put a post out. He still has 2000s on his rider because there's a delay in the firmware when he's using his hot cues.
Yep.
So I think Pioneer was scrambling. I think they've like sort of there's a firmware coming out basically because you don't want James like dissing your gear.
No.
And then that follow-up question, get the DJing A9 or X1850. If you've got the SC6000s, I'd still recommend getting the DJing A9 because it's just a much more powerful mixer.
Yeah.
The effects are 100 times better in my opinion. And it's just the latest mixer, and I'd just definitely get the DJing A9. I'm not sure about this one. What's the cheapest standard DJ streaming service? So like,
is it not Tidal?
I think that
SoundCloud goes $9.99.
SoundCloud goes.
Isn't it $6.99?
Oh, is it?
I think, yeah.
SoundCloud goes. I think it's like
SoundCloud
limited.
Go,
It's like limited. Although you know what, you can get Amazon Music free. If you've got Prime account,
You get Amazon Music.
Get Amazon
Prime.
Music. Free, but it's not like everything. It's like
Amazon Music's on Den and Gear.
Sure. But there is some cheap ones. But you know, with music, again, depending on where you are in your journey, you've got to think about quality over the price. Obviously, relatively speaking, cheap for one person is not free. I get that, but you know, your music is like your most important tool. So if you're going to invest in something, I'd rather you have a better streaming service and like a better controller. Do you know what I mean? So you can play better music, as opposed to just like limiting yourself to like a small pool of music. And
All right, shout out to Hortensia on YouTube saying, I remember your last live, you mentioned the different types of DJs, and that feedback really gave me clarity on what type of DJ I wanted to be.
What type of DJ you want to be? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Awesome. The one about a small venue, big venue?
I think so, yeah. It's one of the previous episodes.
We were talking about the differences between like a small venue DJ, wedding event DJ, and like a club DJ, and it's three like different.
Or you can have an artist DJ a radio DJ. There's so many types.
Different talents and different like skills you need for every one of them.
So this was a good one. It was more of a comment. I've never thought about DJing being so competitive. Do you literally end up looking at other DJs in the club as your competition? I don't think it's quite as cutthroat as that.
Healthy competition. Like,
it is,
if you stood there and you like this DJ is just like way better than you, then you know you need to go and have a word with yourself, and you're like you're probably not ready for that gig or a gig like that. But taking back remember what I said earlier about when I bought myself a camera and started filming content. I was looking at other DJs online making content, and I was like, I am better than that, or I am as good as that.
Yeah.
So I went and bought a camera and started filming content. But again, when I bought a camera and started filming content and started getting booked to all these clubs, all them DJs were still getting booked at all the clubs. We all just went to like in a circle.
Yeah.
So there's room for everyone.
Yeah. I'd say if you're gonna go look at other DJs playing in clubs, see it as more of like an inspiration thing rather than being like grr.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, a big club that I play at is open 5 nights a week, and there's a different DJ that I know is one of my friends. There's a different one of them play every night at the same club. So it's like it's there.
This is a good one. Tim on YouTube. Hi guys, what was your real motivation or reason to be a professional DJ? Also knowing that there is a lot of competition in the industry. And how do you deal with setbacks during your career?
This is good, right? Because I was going to touch on that. So if you are subscribe to our mailing list, we are now putting together sort of a weekly newsletter. That might not sound super exciting, but after writing ours out, I think we are finding that you are going to get loads of value out of it. And it's basically just a way of us to give you guys loads of value in like a condensed way. Give you a bit of a personal story or what's going on this week. And then we give you like some value of like, what tracks we're playing, what books we're listening to and all this kind of stuff and like personal journeys. So there's a couple of newsletters going out in the next couple of weeks about how we got started and things like that. And it's all so different and like, what we do at Crossfader, all this kind of thing. So if you're not...
it's a bit like the podcast, but in a newsletter.
Newsletter where you can save links.
Click links.
You can save links. Like in my first newsletter, there's loads of people who I follow like on SoundCloud and on Bandcamp and stuff like that. And you can like go and find them and download their music and all that kind of stuff. So if you're not signed up to our mailing list yet, just go on wearecrossfader.co.uk, make an account, and you'll be added to it straight away.
Or you can go to wearecrossfader.co.uk/free.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you can sign up there, and then you'll be part of the mailing list, and you'll also get the music pack.
We won't dive into how we all got started, but we all got started in different ways for the same love, basically. We all wanted to be famous, and it didn't work.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
This one is a good one. Shout out to the One Taboo. Any tips for first event? I got a small gig on Friday. Nerves are eating me up.
Buzzing, mate. Buzzing.
Nice.
Bravo.
Exciting.
Yeah, well
Have
done.
we got some claps?
Yep.
We've got to celebrate this.
Yep. Big up.
We celebrated people getting their first gigs because it's a big moment. It is a big moment. Oh, this clap's gone for ages. It is a big moment. So bravo on that. About the nerves, yes. Naturally, everyone is nervous around the first gig. They want to do the best job that they can possibly do.
Yeah.
They don't want to fuck it up. You know, it's that thing where don't overthink it is the big thing. I think here you can run the risk of going, I'm going to over prepare and over this and over that. And it's like, yes, have your tunes prepared. Yes, have, you know, an idea of what you're going to play, but also you've got to tap into that the relaxed kind of state and vibe. So just get comfortable, get there early is a big thing. You know, get there early so you're just in that environment, you settle into that environment. That's one of the big things. Having your music, you know, accessible, easily accessible, and knowing that you're going to be able to access it on the equipment in the venue or at the place wherever you're playing. Check beforehand, you know, what equipment's there, know how you're going to connect, do your research around that, or even go down earlier and, you know, connect so you know exactly what you're going to do when you get there. That takes away some of the uncertainty. And then don't try and overdo it. It's your first gig. Don't try and be like the best DJ in the world. Just do a solid job. And what I mean is just mix the right tunes well. Okay, that's all you want to focus on to start with, and then if you want to start throwing tricks in there and stuff, that comes later down the line if you want to try and like show off a bit more. But if you're just mixing the right tunes well, that gig will go well. And
big time, it's really good advice. Like the planning for me is what, because I get this as well. So I've got like a couple of gigs abroad in Ibiza this summer. Right now, I'm nervous about them. The reason is. One, I don't know what like my set times are, so I don't know what the vibe. I've not planned the set yet, so I'm thinking about the gig already, but I've not planned the set yet because I don't know what my set time is, and I need to structure. So once I sit down, once I know what my set times is and things like that, and I can sit down and sort of get a broad term of the set list I'm doing, because if I've got a daytime set as opposed to a nighttime set, then it's totally different what I'm going to play. So I'm anxious about what I'm going to need. But as soon as I know what I'm playing at, as soon as I get to the gig and I've got all my folders in order, I can like look at the crowd and be like, right, now I know what I'm doing. And until then, it's stress. Not stress, but like I don't
uncertainty.
But that's good. Like I say, that keeps me on my toes. And it's not. I'm not just going to go with all like my USB that I've got me now. I'm not just going to go get on a plane and go there and DJ with it, because that, you know, I want to plan, do a good job.
Yeah, I used to get quite nervous when, even later in my career, when I'd go and do a new gig for the first time and I was going on as like a main DJ and I never played at that venue in front of those people before, and it's like then you've got 1,000 people in front of you. It's totally new and you're like, have I got the right stuff for this gig? Like what's the DJ? I'd always get there early to listen to what like the first the hour before that DJ's played, because the last thing you want to do is rock up and then play like the same tracks as the DJ before you've just played, and everyone's like, what? We've just heard this, but you haven't heard it because you've just rocked up to the venue in your set time. So I'd always get there a bit earlier to settle in again to the event. But I used to get a bit nervous with that just because I'm like, I know I can do a good job, but am I going to do the right job? Because this is a new venue and new people to me. So again, I used to try and research a bit about like what are the type of people that are going to be here, what are the other DJs going to be playing, like who's the promoter, you know, as much as I could kind of gather about it to build a picture in my head of.
I did this last week. I played at Outdoor Festival and our mate Dan was on before me, and I just got there and I said, let me look at your Serato history. And I just saw that in the last 30 minutes and I'm like, right, great, because now I know that I'm not going to play half an hour what he's just played. That's a good tip. Any more? Or are we?
Sorry, I was just reading all the comments. Let's go on to this. What's your opinion on fake DJing, like pushing buttons and twisting knobs on muting decks for show, while the beat drops on the playing deck to pretend you just made it?
Well, there's pretending, and there's like the idiosyncrasy of like the DJing. We touched on this on a podcast previously, but there's this thing you'll see on some of our comments. They'll be like, "Why are you touching things that you're not doing?" And it's like, I'm not thinking about doing it. It's happening.
Habit.
It's a bit of habit, and you're turning a little EQ down here and there. That's all. It's just part of it. It's just how you've learned. But obviously, total faking it. I'm not even going to go into that because it's ridiculous, right? But they're kind of like, people get a bit too focused on, you know, DJs touching buttons that aren't really doing anything. But for me, it's just like it's just like your style. Just like naturally, you just want to be doing something. It's like, if I just press play and then just wait for 3 minutes, and then like next one, right, stop play. Like, come on. But yeah, total faking it is obviously a no go. I won't even get into
it. I mean, like in the music world, there's always been faking it. There's always been, ready-made bands and artists that are manufactured by labels, then put out on stage, but they're miming everything. So it's just the equivalent of that. Yeah. DJing's so big and popular now. The labels have gone, we need to kind of capitalize on this because all these big festivals now want DJs, not artists. So we're going to have to manufacture some DJs up, and that's all that's happening. Yeah, like. They don't care. They're getting paid a fortune to stand there and pretend, but just ignore it and go, I'm going to focus on me. Let's not worry about it.
You know what? Like that's the thing you have to be like, don't let yourself get annoyed at that stuff. No, because that stuff
it's not worth it.
It will literally eat you away because you'll have these conversations with yourself like, well, there's no chance I could do it because all these people are just doing it fakely, so I'm just going to not do anything. Yeah. Like, don't have that conversation with yourself.
Yeah. Right, last one to finish on before I'm late to pick my son up. Would you rather DJ at Coachella or Tomorrowland?
Coachella!
Yeah, Coachella for me just because it's hotter there.
Yeah. It's kind of like a cool sort of like
area. Are you a promoter of either? Because I will take Tomorrowland if you work there.
Yeah.
I feel like you get more of a vibe at Tomorrowland because it's like it's more specific.
Can I be honest? Couldn't think of anything worse.
I used to love playing the big EDM gigs. Yeah, it's just a vibe you get.
Just my nightmare. Yeah. On that note, we will see you next week. Remember, legends only get a off the record discount code. Just use the code off the record for any course, 20% off any course, any of our courses. How to get gigs, hip hop, house, techno, all of that stuff. And we will be back next week before our team night out.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so we might, I might have had a beer next week. I might bring some beers.
Have a beer on the podcast. You can join us for the praise.
On that note, see you later.
Goodbye.